right, you're still watching a TV47 Breakfast. My name is Freddie Ndimulian, and we're now switching the discussion to matters tech. For the last 2-3 weeks or so, we've been discussing matters artificial intelligence, and we continue doing that, getting perspectives from different experts in the field on what exactly to anticipate going forward. Many people may be anxious. Many people working in different sectors may be anxious about whether or not AI will take over their jobs. What's the future with this AI revolution? And that's a discussion we're having this morning with Robert Kanyoro Dhuku, who's an AI engineer at GOtv and CEO of Tukupe. He'll be telling us more about what Tuku is, Tukua. And the AI revolution is what we're talking about. Your job, your future. So are you scared that AI will take over your job? And why are you scared? Do you think there's a way you can survive? Do you think employment will be wiped out completely because of artificial intelligence? Well, Adhuku, these are the concerns many Kenyans have. Let's start from there.
Yes.
And we've had discussions with many people. I believe that the perspectives may be different. But with this panic, do you believe that artificial intelligence will take over most of the jobs that Kenyans have?
No, thank you so much for this opportunity. I think I'll base my answer with what research has said. In World Economic Forum has released a report and has said actually that about 80 million jobs are going to be lost between now and 2030.
80 million?
80 million.
Globally?
Globally. But at the same time, the World Economic Forum has said that a new 97 million jobs are going to be created. So it's a transition. And in a transition, some people win, some people lose. Even when the computers came, some people lost, others gained. So it's a win-lose situation. It's not that we are going to lose all these jobs, new ones are being created. So there should not be panic, but a person is supposed to position themselves into a position where this now 97 million that you're talking about, you're part of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Because many people, especially those who've been working for many years, millennials, Gen Xers, may find that AI is just another thing that we talk about. They may not necessarily understand it.
Yes.
And those are part of those people who are really fearful about whether their jobs will still be there.
Yes.
Let's begin from the start.
Yes.
How would you explain artificial intelligence to someone who's just seeing AI as this monster they don't understand?
So from a layman perspective, I think I don't want to get into the details of how AI works, the neural networks, there's complexity in that. But what we have been doing, we've been trying to mimic how human works. So when we invented the camera, we looked at the eye, how the eye worked. When we invented the speakers, we looked at how our mouths work. When we invented microphones, we looked at how our ears work. The robotics and the movement of people, we look at how people walk so that we can create those robots. But there was something fascinating that we came up, or AI engineers came up. How does the brain work? That's the foundation of AI. So if you understand how the brain works, you understand how AI works. And this is how brain works. You are given a lot of data. For instance, you see an image of a cow, and next time you're able to recognize this is a cow. So what happens in your brain is that there is some neurons that connect and put that memory of a cow. Not that you have an image of a cow in your brain, but the moment you see another cow, you're able to recognize it. Now, these AI models that you're talking about, the LLMs, the ChatGPT and like, what they have been done, they've been fed with a lot of data, billions. You hear terms like 30 billion parameters. That's the amount of data that has been fed to that LLM. So next time an LLM is asked a question, is able now to detect a pattern and give you a result. So that's the layman explanation of AI. But we can get into details if need be.
There's a negative sort of connotation when you talk about AI, and especially when discussing some of the tools available, like the most common ChatGPT.
Yes.
And you go into many workplaces and you're told, no, we don't do ChatGPT here.
Yeah.
Okay, why is there this negative or probably a reluctant acceptance of AI?
One is the issue of replacement of jobs, that some people are already fearing that this thing is going to replace my job. So when you use that, there is reluctance because somebody is saying, well, if you use this, we are going to replace this job. Mm-hmm. However, what we are supposed to be doing is to be using these tools as complementary tools. For instance, if you're asked in your workplace, prepare this report, there is no harm to go to ChatGPT mm-hmm. and to other LLMs and actually do research, but don't depend fully on it. Mm-hmm. Put it as a complementary, tool, and make sure that you're able to verify your work. It's a tool that helps you. It's a djembe. Mm-hmm. So don't allow it to do the whole work, but work with it.
That's the other question, that we're still not at a level where we can fully rely on AI. As you say, it can only be complementary. Why so? Why is that so? What are the challenges of using AI? Is it the amount of data that is there? Are there risks of depending on AI 100%?
Yes, first, there's a lot of risk because I have seen like software developers who are now in school. They are 100% relying on AI. So you start, I was even before I come to that, I was having a conversation with a young man last week. Mm-hmm. And I wish I can show you. The young man goes to ChatGPT to reply to my message. Yeah. And I'm able to see this not, I'm not chatting with a human being. Uh-huh. So the guy checks what I've texted him, takes it to ChatGPT, gets a reply, and then comes and copies to me. And I told him, stop using AI. I can already see. So you see now, we are losing the human touch even in some of these conversations. When you call a company and you are connected to an AI system, you don't feel exactly the same you would feel when you're talking to a person.
This is when I'm getting a response from a machine-generated
yes.
Voice, probably.
Yes. Uh-huh. So we still need the human touch when you're dealing with AI. The other issue is that currently, as we speak, these AIs are not 100% accurate. Mm-hmm. So there's something we are calling benchmarks. You go to a benchmark on math, on coding, on reasoning, and these AI models are scoring 90% and 85% on coding. So meaning if it's scoring 85% coding, there is a coder somewhere who is better than AI. Mm-hmm. Therefore, if you totally rely on the artificial intelligence, then you're not going to be 100% accurate. However, AGI is coming. AGI is now when this accuracy gets to 100%.
So there is a time that will come where
yes,
we will fully be dependent on machine.
Yes, and it's not far, probably next year. Uh-huh. Yes, in fact, some have predicted that it should happen before the end of the year, getting to AGI. Some benchmark of some of the models like Claude by Anthropic has scored even 98%. Wow. There's a model that was discontinued last month. I think it's called Fable 5 or Mythos because it exhibited some extraordinary abilities. So we are getting there.
Well, why did they stop it?
So it was able to find a lot of vulnerabilities in systems. So, and it posed a risk. A vulnerability is a loophole that it was able to penetrate. So it was able to penetrate most of the government systems in the US. And find vulnerabilities. So it was stopped until they fixed the vulnerabilities first.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll come back to that because that's a very interesting discussion about just how machine can overtake what humans have done so far. Yeah. But now we're talking about an AI revolution.
Yes.
But you talk to many experts and they feel that things are moving very fast, that they can't keep up. Yeah. Is that part of the challenge? That experts even dealing with AI, before you actually understand a certain level, things are already moved?
Now, that's what happens with a revolution. talk of the agrarian revolution, things moved too fast, and the people that were doing hunting and gathering found themselves jobless because now people have started planting. We came to industrial revolution. Again, there was a rush between 1850 and within a decade, within a century, almost everything had been discovered, from electricity to bulbs to computers within 100 years. So we came to the .com era. Again, within a short period, we had apps. We had around from 2004 to 2008 there, we had Facebook, we had Google, we had Gmail, all of them discovered within a very short period of 4 years. In fact, all of them are they are age mates. Now we are in another revolution. So, and that's the nature of revolution, though this one is faster.
Yeah. In comparison, for example, to the entry or to the advent of computers and the internet.
Yes.
In comparison, if you talk about that and what you're experiencing now,
yes,
how are the speeds? The
speeds is extraordinary. Is what do you call that curve? It's a multiple of like 20 from what we had in the past. So we're in that revolution, and people are not aware of what is happening. So from the time ChatGPT was released around 2023 to now 2026, within a period of 3 years, we have had over 1 million models that have been made.
1 million?
Yes.
Of the same machine?
Yes. Models, open source models, come to the chips now, NVIDIA chips and computing in the infrastructure part of it. So much has happened within the last 3 years. So comparison with what we had in computing era, this is another completely different revolution, and people should be aware of it.
Yeah, because the feeling was the same around that time, that
yes,
people are told once computers are here, once we start using the internet, your jobs will disappear.
Yes.
But later on they discovered, okay, fine, jobs are still there,
yes,
but now you can't do without the computer or the internet.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing we will experience, or should we expect something different this time?
It's exactly the same. In fact, the CEO of NVIDIA has said a famous quote, that AI is not going to replace your jobs. People that are using AI are going to replace your jobs. So we are going to have people that will adopt, the first adopters of these things are going to replace the people that are not adopting this thing. So it is the same exact thing that has happened in the other era.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've introduced a new problem. There's a knowledge gap. There's AI, there are these people who are scared, but how do we now bridge this gap that even I, probably who's been working for more than, or someone who's been working for more than 2 decades in the
yes,
sector, may be able to transition into that era?
I think one is sensitization, like we are doing. This is a step towards the goal, because people are watching us are like, okay, let me go and look for these things. Let me go and understand these things. So sensitization from media, from government institution, that's the first level. The second level is that the first people that are going to do these courses will get an understanding. We are actually developing a curriculum with GOtv and UON. We have already finalized, and we'll be launching a curriculum on artificial intelligence. We'll be doing online courses. And the first people that are going to study these things are going to win in the market, because they will have the first-hand knowledge before other people come in. Yes.
Right, because we've seen online and on social media a lot of advertisements for short courses on AI and what you need to know before this happens.
Yes.
Tell us more about this curriculum being developed in Kenya, because, as you said, things are moving very fast.
Yes.
If you develop a curriculum today, will it be the same? Will it not be obsolete by January next year when you talk about AGI?
AGI.
Yes.
So that curriculum will actually be obsolete in the next 3 months. So what we have done with GOtv, we have done a dynamic course that has an outline, but at the same time is able to fetch the upcoming or the new upcoming things and incorporate in the curriculum. We have also done something very smart on the AI. We have done what we're calling personalization. So when you get into our system, you are able to personalize the course. You are in media, you upload your CV, so it's able to give you an AI course that is related to your career.
Okay.
It's not a general course. So there are some things that we have put as guardrails to make sure that we have solved that.
Yeah. So this specifically attends to specific careers or specific pathways. If at all it's medicine, then you personalize it, then that's
exactly. So you get in the same course, almost the same exam, but when you get into the system, you personalize and you upload your CV, is able to give you now what is happening in AI in your field, and what are the applications and what are the tools that you can use in your area on the area of AI, which is very smart.
Are you suggesting, Bonaduku, that for anyone to be proficient in using AI, they have to go to school?
Not necessarily, but you see, school is, I would say, is quite a vague term to use. By school, if you mean physical...
A class environment.
A class environment. Yes. You know, life is a school. This is a school. Whatever we are telling people is a school. So I would call it learning instead of a school. Yes, which is a bit different. So learn, and you can learn in so many ways. Yes.
Right, let's go back to the issue of risks, because you've talked about the kind of risks. And there's a risk when any new technology is moving faster than humans can comprehend or can keep up. As one of those experts who's dealing with AI, what disturbs you the most about AI? What keeps you up late at night?
One thing that is worrying me is what will happen after AGI. Because now, for the first time in human history, we'll have a thing that is smarter than human. For the first time in human history, we'll have a thing, or I don't know what to call it, a thing.
We're not sure if it will be a tool.
Yes,
this thing
there's a thing that is more intelligent than human. And you see, the only advantage we have as human over every other being is intelligence. You are different from a cow because of your intelligence. You are different from a monkey because of your intelligence. That's what separates us. So it's a worrying thing, and people are worried, including the people that are working on it, what will happen after AGI. Where now these AI models are able to actually improve themselves without human intervention. They are able to make new models for themselves without human intervention. So
these risks that we've been seeing on sci-fi movies about
yes, they are happening.
Machines taking over from human beings could be a reality.
Yeah, it's a reality. And then when they are now interfaced, now we have another term called transhumanism. So where now these AI are going to be interfaced with human beings to make kind of superhuman beings. You know Neuralink by Elon Musk. There's another one that has been developed in China where they're putting chips in your head, and now if that is interfaced with AI, it's going to be completely another new world. But let's not even focus on the future, because it's
unimaginable.
It's a fearful future.
But if you look at from the positive side, things like medical advancement in medicine, that probably where the human mind has been unable to find a treatment, maybe for cancer or for HIV, that artificial or AGI could be the solution.
Yes.
If at all it's more intelligent than the human mind.
Exactly. Now those are some of the advantages. If you look at, for example, viruses, the way viruses mutate is so custom in a human body, from one body to another. The way a virus would mutate in one body is not the same in another body. So these patterns happen too fast that our earlier technology could not detect and come up with a virus and an antivirus. But now with AI, it's able now to detect the patterns of a virus and come up with an antivirus very fast. And AI is doing amazing in medicine. Some of now AI can detect cancer cells in a very early stage than any other machine that we had before. So in some areas, of course, I don't want to be pessimistic that in some areas, AI is really helping, especially on research.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, but let's, and we've talked about the future that we are still not sure about and what will happen.
Yes.
Let's talk about what we've witnessed so far.
Yes.
The use of AI and to commit fraud.
Yes.
To mislead,
Yes.
misinformation, disinformation, the kind of deep fakes that we see, some videos mimicking real people. How far are we on this? How ethical is the use of AI so far?
One, I would start by saying that we don't have regulations, and that is one thing that we're missing in the country and in the world. US has tried, the European Union has tried. In fact, it has banned even, I think it's UK has banned under 16 to actually use the AI. So we don't have regulations as we speak. Kenya, we don't have an act of parliament against AI, or rather that is able to regulate the usage of AI. But at least we have a cyber security, act that I think was passed yesterday or so. It's an agency that was passed yesterday, but the cyber security act was passed sometimes back. So we are still behind in terms of regulations. So that should be the first foundation of how we use AI. Where do I take you if you do a deep fake of me? That should be the first step. However, there are also AI tools that has come up that is able to actually detect some of these deep fakes. So if you want to be scammed through these deep fakes, you can use those tools to detect that this video was actually AI generated. For me, you send me a video, I will immediately know that this is actually an AI generated video.
And all those tools are available in Kenya as we speak.
All those tools
but how many Kenyans, in your estimation, even by percentage, understand this? Because we largely consume social media. And a lot of these deep fakes and scams are shared on social media, and many people fall prey. How is the level of comprehension or knowledge on these things?
I would say Kenyans, we are ahead. Especially in tech, Kenyans are always ahead. A report was released by ChatGPT of its usage by country, and it said that Kenya is leading in the world globally in the percentage of usage of ChatGPT compared to other countries. We were ahead of the
percentage of population.
Yes, 46% of Kenyans by last year were using ChatGPT.
Wow.
So today probably we are at 65 or 70 there. So Kenyans, we are always ahead in terms of tech. Something has been innovated. In fact, the best place to test is Kenya. So in terms of understanding, Kenyans, especially the young people, are ahead. Then if you look at our population, less than about 70% of our population is less than 40. 70%, actually less than 35. So we are talking of young people. So even this 46% that ChatGPT is talking about is a percentage of young people. The people I'm worried about is now the people that are in corporate, the middle age all the way up. 40
years and above?
Yes.
And what's the problem with them?
Probably, I don't know, probably they don't want to adopt new technologies. There is phobia, phobia. People at a certain age get phobia of things, especially things to do with tech. So it's a phobia, but you need to overcome that phobia and get into the area. Otherwise, a Gen Z is coming for your job.
So people above 40 are the ones who are probably most threatened.
Yes, with AI.
The possibility of losing their jobs to AI.
I sat with a friend last month in an art cafe, and he was coding the old way, hard coding things, using PHP Laravel. And I told him, man, there's a way you can do this and connect your AI model to your IDE. He was using VS Code. So I connected to him, and he actually gave me money. He told me, you have helped me so much. And I was like, you mean you didn't know there was this thing? And he told me he had no information. He was coding like writing code from scratch. So a person like that is probably going to be replaced by a Gen Z in a company because he's not using AI. So how do you code a system for a whole year when you can do it within 2 months with the help of AI? However, even those that are doing with AI, you first have to have an understanding of what you're doing.
So people who have an understanding, the basic understanding,
Yes.
even before AI, are at an advantage.
Exactly. So you're in media, I can't just now jump into media and now start using AI in media. You'll be in a better position because you understand things on media. So when AI comes now, it's helping you in that area. So there's a term that has been coined called vibe coding. Vibe coding is you just go to some of these AI tools, Claude Code, Lovable, and you just do a prompt, make me a website. And the system is able to make you a website. However, it's risky if you don't have an understanding of software engineering.
Okay.
So you will still look for a software engineer at some point. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Let's go back to that issue of security and regulation. We talked about the National Cybersecurity Agency, which was gazetted, I think, yesterday. So what does this mean for Kenya? You talked about the fact that in the US, they had to pull down technology that they felt was a bit too fast.
Yes.
In Kenya, are we able to detect this in as far as regulation is concerned?
Yeah.
Or do you think we are at risk, even with this kind of security that you're putting in place, that we are at risk that if this technology comes our way, we might not be able to catch up and it may just run us over?
Well, there are layers when it comes to this AI technology that has come. The first layer is infrastructure. And infrastructure is now the hardware, the servers, the microchips. In that area, in that level of infrastructure, we are probably 40 years behind. We cannot catch up. It's quite, I would say it's an impossibility. And I'll give two reasons. One is the nanotechnology that is used to make these chips. We have only one company in the world that is making these chips in Taiwan. Is a Switzerland company. Now, US actually imports these chips from Taiwan, and it's part of that. So the energy that is required to run these data centers, we are far much behind. You heard the other day the president say that to set up one data center, we need to switch off the electricity of the whole country to set up just one data center. Yes. Meaning we are not ready even to set up a data center.
So that kind of infrastructure is nowhere close to what we can achieve.
No, we are probably 40 years behind.
And with 40 years away, can we ever catch up? Will we ever catch up given the kind of speed that people are moving at?
Now, what happens is, and what I've seen with Kenya, is that we are able to jump into a certain layer very fast. And it's called the application layer. So we have the infrastructure, then we have LLMs. LLMs now is where we have ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, Anthropic, all this, Perplexity. And then we have the application layer. The application layer is now the applications that are being made using this layer of LLMs, like what we made on Tukua AI. Tukua AI, we connected the databases of the government. So if you want to seek a job, you go to Tukua.ai and you upload your CV, it's able to match the jobs that are in government that are matching your CV. Now that's at the application layer. If you look at an innovation like M-Pesa, we did not invent the computers, we did not invent the mobile network, we did not invent the line, but we come up very fast, and at the application layer, we are able to make something that is globally...
So without even us having to develop the infrastructure ourselves,
yes,
as long as you come up with the idea, then you can produce a tool.
Exactly. So we can work very well at the application layer.
Right.
But to start probably now training our own model from scratch, which we don't even have GPUs in Kenya. I went around to looking for GPUs. I think I found them in only 2 places, and it was a private business. One GPU to come to Kenya, like the H100s and H200.
When you talk about GPU, what exactly do you mean?
Or GPUs are graphic cards, or in simple terms. So we have in a computer, we have the CPU, which is the processor. We have things like RAM, random access memory. But now to run LLMs and these big models, you need extra power on chips called GPUs.
Okay.
Yes. So GPUs is what now NVIDIA is working on. So there are some powerful GPUs like H100s, H200s, and one of them to come to Kenya is about 30 million. So to set up even an infrastructure to train your own model is still expensive for an ordinary Kenya. Probably we do it at the government level.
Okay.
Yes.
Go back to the issue of risk again, because you said the kind of potential risks that was identified in the US.
Yes.
We're way ahead in as far as online banking and all these things. We've heard how fraudsters use the internet to defraud people. Now with AI, we may be ahead in as far as mobile money is concerned, M-Pesa, Airtel money.
Yes.
What kind of risk are we facing in as far as the kind of data we put online and the vulnerabilities of some of these systems that we have in place? Mobile money, online banking, and all these things.
Now, the risks are there. I will not say there are no risks, especially because of the intelligence. Because what happens, for instance, in a banking system, the AI is able to find a vulnerability faster than a human. So in simple terms, is able to hack a banking system. So that's a risk that we need to look into. And we need to actually use these AI tools to actually detect this vulnerability by ourselves and fix them. So my call is to fintechs, to banks, to actually adopt, because banks move very slow, to actually adopt this to check vulnerabilities in their systems. The second level is something we are calling MCP. And I don't want to use hard terms, you know.
You may lose us.
Yes,
We're trying to keep up as well.
Yes. MCP is a new protocol. And we had HTTP. When you go to our website, you find HTTP. You find HTTPS. Now we have a new one that is called MCP. Is a security protocol that is coming with AI, which will now secure the AI infrastructures. So you have gone, probably you have used Claude, and it has told you to connect your email, so that now you can send emails from your wherever. So what I can tell people is that be careful with some of these AI tools on what you're connecting, especially your financial banking systems.
Because most people just use the same email address across all these platforms.
And the same password.
Yeah, and the same password.
Yeah, so there are risks, but we are going to get new protocols as now these things come.
Hence the worry by many people in Kenya that, okay, fine, we, as you say, we will get...
Yes.
We will, meaning we are not in a position yet to secure some of these systems.
We are not.
That means that anyone with access to some AI models from outside the country may be able to access our systems, do whatever they want to do, and disappear without a trace.
Yes, that is a possibility, and a big possibility at the moment.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think this National Cybersecurity Agency is able to counter that?
Well, from an idea perspective, it was a good idea. Although it had also, you know, the political side of it. It was a good idea from the word go. Actually, the agency now has been set up, I think, at the Ministry of Interior. So it's a good start. I would say it's a good start. But what I will probably wait is how it will be structured, because you don't know how it's going to be structured. And the type of activities and the workflows that are going to be in that agency. If it is going to be a licensing agency, if it is going to be helping actually Kenyans to secure these systems, if it is going to be checking these vulnerabilities, I'm yet to know what is going to be the framework of this agency. Yes, but from the foundation of the idea, it was a good thing.
All right, because a few months back we had this challenge with the was it WorldCoin, where they were taking data from
Yes.
people's eyes and stuff like that, meaning that we are still not certain that we are able to counter any foreign intrusion into our systems.
We are not. We are not, because people like those who came to take our data, even the current ChatGPT, right now, especially women, are using it for therapy. So you've shared all your information there. That information is in the US. It's not in Kenya. It's not in your laptop.
So all the conversation you'll be having with that imaginary
Yes.
therapist or boyfriend or someone,
As long as you can see the saved chats, all that information is in the US. So you might find it, you're thinking it's in my account, but that information is in another country. And that country is actually using your data to actually train this model and all that. So we need to know, like European Union have very, very strict rules on data. One, you cannot, all data in the European Union must be stored within European Union.
Okay.
So if you're making a system for UK or Germany, the servers must be in Germany and the servers must be.
But in Kenya, whatever we do.
In Kenya, we are in cloud, we are in AWS, we are in Azure. All that is in the US, all that is in Europe. So in Africa, we currently don't have our own way on protecting our citizens. And
until we have our own data center.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you talked about ChatGPT and the risk that our data is available elsewhere, for someone who's never used AI before, what kind of tools would you advise them to? And what is available and what is affordable to Kenyans?
Well, start with the free ones. Start with ChatGPT, start with Gemini, start with DeepSeek. Like DeepSeek is very free, completely free. Although they have rate limits. Rate limits is at some point they are going to limit how you're using them. Now, also depends with the area that you're working. So these AI tools are multimodal. Multimodal means some of them are multimodal. Multimodal means some deal with text, some deal with videos, some deal with speech, some deal with images. So it's some are multimodal. So depending on what you want. So if you're in creative industry, you would probably look for an AI tool that is dealing with videos and editing and all that, which we have the kind of Canvas, all those. There are so many tools. There are too many. But start with the basic. ChatGPT, Gemini, understand and start asking questions. Start learning actually with it. Number two, look for some learning platform that you can learn, like the one that we are actually launching with the University of Nairobi and GOtv. Look for somewhere that you can learn these things, and we'll be teaching even these tools where to start and where to end.
Okay.
Yes.
And I know you had started talking about Tukua, which you're developing yourself. Tell us more about that, and what kind of tool is it, and what it intends to do.
So we launched version 1. Actually, it was covered by TV47. So the version 1 is we saw a gap in jobs. Young people have no opportunities. So what we did, we scrapped and we connected our app with all government agencies. So whenever a job is posted at Communication Authority, it's available in our AI. So you log in, you sign up, you log in, and you upload your CV. It's able to check your CV and match the available jobs. So it gives you the perfect match, and even a percentage that this one you have a 98% chance of getting, and then you apply. So version 2 is where now we have partnered with University of Nairobi and GOtv, and we are putting in courses, short courses on artificial intelligence and other courses. And you can go there and enroll. And these courses are custom to you.
So you're saying these courses will be available through the tool you're developing?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Looking ahead, what's the future of a tool like Tukua, for example? Once AGI is here, what will Tukua have to turn into?
Probably now we are in what we're calling agentic AI. So we have now moved from LLMs, and now we are in the age of agentic AI. Agentic AI is where you leave a computer doing your work.
Wow.
So right now we already have tools that are very agentic, that have workflows. You have had like tools called N8N, where you put workflows. You say, if somebody emails me, reply them this way, and then send them this. We are actually working on a tool with Cooperative Bank that is able to actually be able to do your financial, analysis, and even send money even from a prompt. And so we are in the agentic AI, where you just leave up your system there, it does all your work. By evening, you find everything has been done. You can actually leave it and say and tell it, arrange all my folders in my computer in this way, and you leave it working. So he's able to check, this file is for this, I will put it here, I will put it here, and then finally it's able to give you a report. That's agentic. So that's where we are headed with all systems. Think about it from, think about an ERP, the old ERPs. Where ERPs are now going is, I don't have
Again,
to...
ERP?
ERP is enterprise resource systems that manage an organization. So it has account, it has RMS, it has HR system, is an organizational system. We call them ERPs. So in those ERPs, there's people sitting there. Somebody doing reconciliation on finance, another one doing the customer service, another one is dealing with marketing. Now where we are heading to is that AI is going to do that. You leave it, is able to reply to your customers.
So those are the jobs that are disappearing?
Those are the jobs that are disappearing.
You said something interesting about Tukua, and I'm wondering, because if at all it can identify opportunities for you, probably perform some HR work. Can it also apply for suitable jobs for you? Can it probably, if it hasn't yet, can it do the work that a HR does, recruitment, and handle job applications? Is that what you're looking at?
Exactly, currently it's doing that. However, the only problem we have is that the government has policies on application. So we probably cannot apply for you. That's why we are currently allowing you to apply for yourself. But if a company, because we also have a company account in Tukua, if a company comes and registers, now you apply, it's able now to apply for you. And the company is able to see who actually applied. It's actually the system that was able to apply for you. But from the government perspective, you need to follow the law. Of course, there are standards on job application and the process of recruitment. So we don't want to bypass that. But if there are legal frameworks that are allowing us to do that, technically, from a technical perspective, that's a possibility.
It's possible.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at a point where people can manipulate their own CVs. People can use AI to generate a CV and use the same CV
to apply
for a job.
Yes.
And then you will score 100%.
Yes.
Are we heading towards that direction?
We're heading towards that direction. Now, what we're going to put is guardrails. For instance, one is verification of whatever you have uploaded. For instance, we connect this now to universities to be checking that the CVs that have been uploaded, or the documents, the certificates, the what, are actually genuine certificates, because even certificate currently can actually be AI generated. So it's a verification process that needs to be done. So however, we are not also limiting the agency that is recruiting to do their due diligence on this person. Because the fact that an AI applied for a job does not mean that you're not going to check their CVs. You're not going to check the certificates if they are genuine. So if you don't do that, then it's negligence on your side. Yes.
So they still have to have some human intervention, or still use AI to check.
To check, yes,
verify.
Exactly.
This is very interesting.
Yes.
And do you foresee some of the systems that we have already, and I know I've used the example of M-Pesa, becoming obsolete also in the near future, because these are systems that existed for years? Or have they also advanced in as far as AI is concerned, they're following the advancement as well?
One is that, I know that most of the fintechs, including mine, Tukupe, we are using AI a lot, especially in fraud detection, AML, anti-money laundering, detection and all that, including M-Pesa. I know they're already using. However, some of these things you need to know that they're highly regulated. Like in Kenya, we have PSP licenses that are given by central bank. So money is highly regulated, and regulation on money is going to remain regulated. And it's not only regulated within Kenya, it's something that is regulated from without. So they are not going to be obsolete. And one thing that there's no time we will not transact. There's no time, whether we invent what. Even the Bible says that in those days you'll not be able to buy or sell something and all that. It means selling and buying will still be there.
Yes.
So the issue of transactions will always be there. So M-Pesa and fintech and payments and banking is not coming to be obsolete anytime soon. But now, how we complement the AI tools with that layer is what matters. Like what I'm telling you, we are working with Cooperative Bank. We are working on a wallet service called Coop Wallet. And you are able to send money from your phone, and you just say, send 500 shillings to my wife. It sends. Now, that layer has adopted AI, but in the back end, the financial system still remains the same.
All right. Because you've probably focused on too much of the challenges and risks, and negative aspects, but could it be a positive, probably in as far as regulating financial transactions, ensuring tax compliance, ensuring fraud is detected early, ensuring that money laundering, for example, is countered? Is this a real potential, or do you still foresee corruption even as we move away from cash transactions towards cashless?
Yeah, so the reason you start by, from a pessimistic side, is to help in the risk that you're seeing. In fact, most of the business work from the risk department. So what are the risks first before we implement this? So not that I'm completely pessimistic in terms of what AI is coming to do. In fact, and that's why I started by saying that it is replacing 80 million jobs, but at the same time it's adding 97 million jobs, according to World Economic Forum. So it's not that it has no positive side of it. In fact, the positives from 80 million and 97 million, you can already see that the positives are more. Yes, but that does not put us in a position where we will not talk about the risk, because it is the risk that will make people move into it.
Wow.
Yes.
So basically what you're saying with AI and telling Kenyans is that, yes, there'll be losses, 80 million jobs in the next few years, but within the same period, 97 million jobs will have been created. But the risk is that, not really the risk, because we still go back to the negatives, that our lives will be so much different by the end of this year.
Completely different. It's completely different. In fact, now we are getting into other stages, like something is coming called quantum computing, which is actually a bigger technology than artificial intelligence.
For example, what, as a very final word, what will that quantum computing change?
So so our world is anchored on mechanical physics. We have two types of physics, sorry to say. We have the quantum physics and we have the mechanical physics. Mechanical physics is this seat I'm sitting because of gravity.
And we can touch.
And we can touch is mechanical. But quantum computing comes with another policy, that there's possibility of an answer being yes and no at the same time. So from a foundation, I'm trying to look for easier terms. There was a guy who had called Schrödinger, and he did an experiment called the Schrödinger cat experiment, and he put a cat inside a box, and he said, unless you observe that cat, the cat is both dead and alive at the same time.
Wow.
So in quantum computing, currently we are working with ones and zeros. Whatever happens in the computers, you have heard of ones and zeros. But now quantum computing comes and says a state can be 1 and 1 at the same time until you observe it. So Google and Microsoft have actually worked on a quantum computer. Today, today as we speak, Donald Trump have actually signed something on quantum computing, allowing us to go to the next stage. With quantum computers, there will be hacking, because now our encryption methods that we've been using in the past will become irrelevant. It's completely a new era that we'll discuss probably when we come to that era. But
it's already here with us.
But it's already here with us, even as we discuss artificial intelligence. So the next stages will be, we are at AI LLMs. We are now getting into agentic AI, which have already started now, where you leave the computer doing work. Now, after that, we get into AGI, where now the AI themselves are autonomous.
They control themselves.
Yes, and the final level will be the quantum computing, and I think the world will come to an end.
Scary, but these are the discussions we're having either way with artificial intelligence and what we'll be moving to next. The AI revolution, your job, your future. This is a conversation we've been having with Robert Kanyoro Thuku, AI engineer working with GOtv, and he's also the CEO Tukupay, a developer of Tukua.ai, Kenyan-powered AI tool as well. Thank you so much, Robert, for your insights into Matters AI. And this is a conversation we'll continue even next week. Matters AI and how it stands to affect your life. This has been TV47 Breakfast with me, Freddie Ndimuli, on behalf of Anno Dida and the entire team behind this broadcast. It's good morning, but more after the break.